All right, welcome back to the Will and Russ Sports Podcast. This is Russ once again,
This is Will once again.
and we coming with the second episode of the Will and Russ Sports Podcast. So we're gonna finish off what we started yesterday, um, where we did our predictions, our NFL predictions for this up and coming season. But we did the NFC yesterday. We did our division predictions yesterday,
Yep,
and the offense and defensive rookie of the year, right?
correct. That's correct.
Okay, so let's just run down that, recap that real quickly. I picked for the NFC East the Cowboys to win the division. In the NFC North, I got the Minnesota Vikings. The NFC
Exactly.
South, I got the big pick, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and the NFC West, I got the Seattle Seahawks winning that division. And my offensive rookie of the year was Josh Jacobs, who came out of Alabama, and he was drafted by the Raiders. And I got defensive rookie of the year, Devin White, the middle linebacker from LSU, who's with the Buccaneers, my NFC South division winner. So
No,
you,
okay.
you you go ahead and recap yours, and then I
Well,
guess we'll get
yeah,
started.
mine. Mine goes as follows. NFC East, I'm going with the Philadelphia Eagles. NFC North, I'm going with the Green Bay Packers. Surprisingly, sorry, Vikings fans, but I gotta be honest. I gotta be objective. NFC South, I'm going with the New Orleans Saints. I believe they stave off all the hate and they bounce back and they win that division again. And in the NFC West, I'm gonna go with the Seattle Seahawks. I believe Russell Wilson and and those guys are gonna find and figure a way to conquer that division. Rookie of the
Okay.
year would be uh, offensive rookie of the year would be Paris Campbell from the Indianapolis Colts, and
Right.
also my defensive rookie of the year would be Devin Bush. That is from the Pittsburgh. So there you have it.
All right. Okay. Um. So let's start the day. What division you want to start with?
Well, since we're in the AFC, let's start with the championship division, which is the AFC East.
The AFC East. Got you. I
So
mean,
I'll go.
there's really only
Well,
one champion in that division, but
yeah, I know. That's why I said the champion in that division. So, but I will go ahead and, of course, division winner. I mean, is it any more obvious than the New England Patriots? I mean, it's the Patriots, and then really whoever else. It's what it's a Patriots 1, 2, and 3, and then the last team will probably be the Miami Dolphins. No, but in all seriousness, you know what I'm saying? In all seriousness,
Ooh, the Jets and Bills fans are not feeling that right now.
yeah, nah, I know. But you know
Just
what? I mean, everybody's playing for last in that division. To be honest
yeah,
with you,
yeah.
pretty much. But because if you're not first, you're last in that division.
Yeah,
That's
that,
why
that's
it ends up.
that's the old Larry Bird who's taking second
Yeah,
because
exactly.
I
Who's
already got
second?
first.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Patriots, man. Honestly, Russ, again, when you have Tom Brady, Bill Belichick, two of the greatest to ever do it, and I mean, they might struggle this year offensively, missing Gronk, but I don't think so because I mean, again, Tom Brady, Bill Belichick, they got Julian Edelman coming back. They drafted the kid out of USC. I mean, I'm sorry, Arizona State, and their running game is top flight. They got Sony Michelle running the ball well. They
Yes.
got, I believe, James White is such an underrated running back.
Yes,
Uh,
he is, and that I mean that's a huge 1-2 punch.
exactly. Yeah, James White is a monster, man. The Patriots going to win that division hands down. Second in that division, I would go with the Buffalo Bills.
Okay.
Um, I believe Buffalo has upgraded at quarterback. I'm not saying they're going to win the division, but they're going to. Tom Brady doesn't always dominate the Bills when he
Yes.
plays them.
The
You know what I
Bills
mean?
generally have defense.
Yeah, exactly, and that's what for some reason Tom always has problems. It's like Buffalo's that annoying fly on around the
Yes.
Patriots that you keep swatting at it, but and you almost hit it, and then it comes and it lands on your shoulder, and you're like, damn, I thought I
Right.
got rid of it. You
Right.
know what
Right. Right. Right.
I mean? That's how Buffalo Bill. I mean, so I'll go with Buffalo number two. Number three, I will go with the New York Jets. I believe the Jets, even with Le'Veon Bell, will come in third because uh, you know, I'm not quite believing in Sam Darnold yet. I don't know. He looked okay last year. He looked pretty decent, but Le'Veon Bell might take some pressure off of him. But I, I'm just not a believer in Sam Darnold yet. And honestly, and maybe you can agree with me on this. The track record of USC quarterbacks is not very good in the NFL over the last 25 years.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm gonna base my opinion on that and the fact that the Jets also playmakers. They don't have a lot of playmakers. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
So yeah, I'll go with them third, and of course, bringing up the rear, I would go with the Miami Dolphins. The Dolphins are just, even though with the new acquisition at head coach Brian Flores, I believe he'll be a really good head coach someday. Maybe he might change. He'll give him a couple of extra wins just from being, in that division.
Hmm.
Um, I think that the Miami Dolphins, they're fighting an uphill battle. They don't have a quarterback, in my opinion, that's consistent enough to at least threaten to win some games.
Right.
Um, running game wise, I don't even know who their running back is at this point. But yeah, so I will go New England, Buffalo, New York Jets, and the Miami Dolphins. What say you?
Gotcha. 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 All right. The AFC East. This one was actually tougher for me to really pick here. I can't do it though. I gotta put the Patriots at one. I mean, I wanted to so badly, but I can't. I mean, I
I mean,
can't.
just imagine.
I already went and picked the Bucks yesterday with this in the South. So
Right, Russ. Imagine picking the Patriots at number two or three. That's. I mean, that's impossible to do. You know what I mean? You can't.
it's blasphemy.
Yeah, it's blasphemy. Yeah, it's mute. This is madness. You know what I'm
It's
saying? If you do that.
madness, right? Um, I definitely I struggled because I thought somebody might. There's a team that I have in mind. You might not. I don't think you're gonna agree with me, but I was a team that I had in mind that I said, man, they might. Well, what if they? What if? I was just thinking, what if? But that what if went out the window. I got to go with the Patriots at one.
All right.
And number two, I got my sleeper team in that division is the Jets, the New York Jets.
All right.
And I definitely hear what you were saying about the Jets with Sam Donald, especially with the fact he's a USC quarterback. But I think he's going to be the one that's different than Matt Leinart. Matt Leinart, he didn't spend much time he didn't have much playing time in college, but um and then butt fumble, so it's not too much. I think Sam Darnold, I think he's better than those guys.
Well,
And
that's what I'm saying. I mean,
and even yeah.
the best quarterback in the last 20 years that's coming out of USC is Carson Palmer, and he's a pretty decent quarterback. He wasn't, you know,
Carson was good. The injury kind of slowed him up, but then he
yeah,
came
yeah,
back and still made, he presented
made some.
himself well in Arizona.
Yeah, I agree with that. But that's what I'm saying. That Russ, that's few and far between. You know what I mean? As far
Yes,
as
it is.
USC.
Yes.
So,
Oh, I'm with you there with the USC quarterbacks, no doubt about it. But I think like if you think about even butt fumble, before he got the great nickname of butt fumble, he even had a couple good years, and it was based on the fact of he had a guy in that backfield that we call LT, Ladainian Tomlinson, and
right.
that helped him a lot early on, a
Mhm.
lot, and it makes a difference to have a back like that. And I see Le'Veon Bell in the same way, and I think that might help him a lot. And I mean, they like you said, they don't have um, big name superstars or anything like that. But they made some upgrades, I believe, during the offseason. One with Bell on offense and CJ Mosley on defense. You
Okay,
know,
yeah.
I think that was a big pickup. And I think Jamison Crowder coming from the Redskins, he's going to help them a little bit. I think he's going to play in the slot. They got Josh Bellamy as well, who's more of a special teams player, but I think they made some good moves. I mean, well, who's the cornerback they signed? Uh,
Is it free
Brian
agent?
Poole. Yeah, Brian Poole.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Oh
They
yeah.
they
Right. Cool. Right.
yeah, they brought him in. Um, so I think that they made some upgrades that will be like a 1 year shocker. I think they could shock some people. Just a 1 year shocker. Not saying they're like a great team or nothing, and they're ready to make a run. But
Mhm.
I just think that they improved better than those other guys. And I'm not talking about the Patriots, of course. I mean, when I say the other guys, I mean the other two teams.
Right. Right.
So that's why I got
I
them
know how you
second.
feel about the Patriots. Yeah. No
Yeah,
doubt.
I don't think they're good enough to beat the Patriots, but I think they're good enough to finish second in this division. So I got the Jets second. Moving along, I got the Buffalo Bills third in the third
Okay.
spot.
Well, I tell you what,
And
real quick, well, let me just interrupt you real quick.
uh
Listen, we don't agree on the Jets being the second, but we do agree that we agree that
about the basement.
well, yeah, we do agree that what's his name? The guy from USC, man, the quarterback. What's his name? Mark
Atlanta.
Sanchez.
Oh,
We
Mark
do
Sanchez.
agree his legacy is butt fumble, right?
Butt fumble. Yes. Yes.
Okay, all right, all right, all right. You go ahead. I'm done now.
That you had to
That's his
point that
legacy.
out. You're right. That's his
Yeah,
legacy. Butt fumble. That's what I call him. I don't call him Mark
yeah.
Sanchez.
You know exactly.
So that's your legacy, guy. Sorry. You know. But yeah. So I got the Bills at third. I think they picked up Cole Beasley from the Cowboys. That should help their receiving core a little bit. Cause some problems. They always play well on D. Decent enough on D. Like you said, they'll be the ones to compete with the Patriots. So
Right.
I could it wouldn't shock me that they fall second in the division, but I just think the Jets with a potent running back like Le'Veon Bell, who can catch out the backfield and run between the tackles. I think he's going to make a big difference for them on offense and help that young quarterback. So I got
Right.
the Bills at third. And of course, the Dolphins are going to be at the bottom of the division, in my opinion, like you said as well. So I don't. That's who I got. I got the Patriots, Jets, Bills, Dolphins in that order.
Okay. All right. I mean, I guess so. I guess the only thing we kind of slightly disagree on is the swapping of the Jets and Bills. Really.
Yeah, yeah, the 2 and 3, like you said, it could be Patriots, 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 and then the Dolphins. So
Exactly. So, but yeah, I mean, I could, honestly, going back to what you said about the Jets, if I were to really look at for what it is, I would say, I wouldn't be surprised if the Jets came in second. You know what I mean?
right,
Like it wouldn't shock me at all. So, but I'll go with the Bills because, based on what I saw last year, I think they're heading in the right direction. Yeah. So, all right. Well, let's move on now to the NFC, the AFC. Let's go to the AFC West. Let's do the
you want to
AFC
go?
West.
You like
Yeah.
skipping those middle ones, huh? Okay, we can do the
Yeah.
West. We can do the West.
Yeah. Let's go to the West Coast. You know what I
Okay,
mean?
all right.
Yeah.
So
Which
I'll
what
go.
you got?
Okay, so AFC West. Um, I think this division is going to come down to two teams. And the team that I feel that is going to win the division are the LA Chargers, with Philip Rivers and those guys. I think that's a dangerous team in the AFC. They were dangerous last year. I
Very,
mean,
very.
one of the best teams in the league last year, and they're coming back for another season. And
Mhm.
I just think Philip Rivers is he's going to put up a lot of numbers like he always does. He's a very good football player. I think he's a very clutch player.
Mhm.
Um, And I think now when you with the talent that he has around him, I mean, I love Keenan Allen. The tight end,
Got
not
they got
not
rid-
Gates, not Gates, but what's the other
not,
one?
right, right. I know
The young tight end. Yeah, I think
Hunter, Hunter Henry. Is it
Hunter Henry. There you go.
right?
Yeah, he's gonna have another big year, I believe,
Mhm.
with them. I love Melvin Gordon,
Yeah,
and I think their defense is underrated as well.
absolutely.
They play well. I love Joey Bosa. I liked him coming out of Ohio State when he came out.
Mhm.
Um, the kid he had NFL moves coming out of the draft, in my
Right.
opinion, when I watched his film. So I didn't understand why people were thinking he was going to be a bust. I was shocked at that. But I just think that the Chargers are the best team in that division. Not hands down, because my second pick, second team in that division, I got the Chiefs, and I think the Chiefs they're right there as well. They're a good team as well. I just think the Chargers are a little bit better.
Mhm.
And plus Patrick Mahomes could have a little bit of a sophomore slump.
Yep.
Doesn't mean he's gonna have a bad season because you have a sophomore slump. It just means he's not gonna have a better season than what he had last year. If he has a better season than what he had last year, then he's the truth.
Right.
So I expect a little bit of a step down, and I think the sophomore slump comes because of like you say, when you watch film, they got a whole season.
Hmm.
Defenses have a whole season now to dissect what they see out of Mahomes, and
Right.
I think that's what happens to guys in that second year. When you have a big first year, they're gonna dissect you, and everybody's trying to stop you now. You're on everybody's radar, so I
Right.
think that's what the whole sophomore slump comes from. But
Mhm.
and I see that possibly happening with Mahomes. Then third, I got the Denver Broncos. Um, they're just because I just don't see the Raiders doing, you know, winning a lot of games. I don't think they're going to get back to winning a lot of games yet. Gruden has dismantled that team and he's trying to rebuild it in his own way, and maybe eventually it'll work out. I just don't think it's going to be this year. And so I got Chargers, Chiefs, Broncos, Raiders.
Hmm. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. This is the first time I completely agree with you on one thing on this whole on this
This
on everything
division,
we've been doing. Yes, I
okay.
completely agree with what you so I guess to sort of piggyback on what you were saying,
Yeah.
I'm going
So,
with the
so wait, you agree with everything I said in the West?
yeah, yes, I
Okay.
do. I believe
I just wanted to point out that yesterday, Viking fans, he did not agree with me picking you guys to win the North of the NFC. So just wanted to throw that out there. But go ahead, Will.
well, I appreciate you being so considerate to Vikings fans for once.
uh, I gotta look out for them. I picked them to
Oh,
win the
okay,
division.
wow.
I
For
picked them
once.
to win the division.
Okay. Wow. You're so kind. I mean, every other time, you're slandering the hell out of them. But hey, it's,
It's a new year. It's a new year.
yeah, you're right. It's new year, new season.
Right.
No, but honestly, Russ, I agree with you wholeheartedly, man. On the Chargers, I believe Philip Rivers, like you say, is a clutch quarterback. They got playmakers on offense. They got the tight end. They got Keenan Allen. They got Melvin Gordon. I
Right.
don't believe Melvin. I don't think Melvin's going to hold out the whole season. I believe
No.
he'll.
No.
You know what I mean? I believe he'll get his deal done.
Yeah.
And he'll probably I believe he'll make it. He'll be ready by training camp. By at least the start of the season, in my
Right.
opinion.
Right.
Um, so yeah, the Chargers are just to me the best all around team in that division. Secondly, I do agree, like you said, the Chiefs with Patrick Mahomes. I agree with you. I think he might take a little slight step back, sophomore slump wise. You know what I mean?
Right.
Tyreek Hill is back, so that's a plus for them. They
Yeah.
got their tight end in Travis Kelsey. Their
Right.
offense will be good. Their offense will be good. Defensively, I don't know yet because they lost some pieces. But I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'm gonna go with them.
Are they ever good defensively? I mean,
Um,
they're like the Saints of the AFC.
yeah,
They
I agree.
they put up 40 and they're gonna give up 40.
40,
So
right? That's true. That's true. So yeah, I mean that's maybe they to me they lost. a little bit too much on defense.
Yeah.
You know, thirdly, I will go with the Denver Broncos because I believe the Denver Broncos defense will carry them most of the time.
Okay.
You know,
Right.
I believe
Right.
their offense will be efficient enough. You know, with their running with their new Philip Lindsay, the running back, the new
Yes.
rookie from last year. I believe he'll be a bell cow for them. You know, he'll be incorporated in the passing game, the running game. Um, you know, they're going to be tight end heavy, Russ. Trust me,
Yes. Yes.
and heavy when because the Broncos really don't have any guys on the outside that can really put fear into anybody's heart defensively.
Right.
So I think they're going to be really tight end heavy.
You
They
think they're
drafted,
gonna go like 2, 3 tight end sets?
yeah, oh, absolutely, yeah.
13 personnel. Whoa.
Yeah,
Okay.
13 personnel. Forget 12, 13, maybe
Hey,
even 15. You
the Patriots mastered that for years. I mean, when they had
know?
Grunk and back when they had even when they lost what's his name that went to jail and passed away
Oh,
Aaron Hernandez.
Hernandez,
Aaron
yeah,
Hernandez. Yeah, you know. So
yeah,
when they had Aaron Hernandez and Grunk, I mean, that's crazy.
exactly. They're going to be just like that. They're going to be tight end heavy. They drafted the kid out of Iowa, Noah Fant, you know, to
Yes.
add to the whatever the whole tight end room that they got. So yeah, they're
Right.
going to be tight end heavy. I think they're going to be ball control, tight end heavy, play action,
Run the
uh,
ball.
run the ball, and play great defense. So I think they'll come in third simply because I think their quarterback situation is kind of it's kind of diluted right now. We
Yeah.
don't not a clear. I mean, I know Joe Flacco's the guy, but we
It's
already know
still
what he is. You
yeah,
know
still sketchy.
exactly. So, and of course, I agree with you again. The Oakland Raiders, to me, will stay where they're at. I think you know, Josh Jacobs, your rookie of the year pick, will be a bright spot. But I think Antonio Brown will at some point he'll start getting frustrated when they
Yes.
start losing, and you know what I
Yes.
mean. He'll start throwing tantrums on the sideline. We trust me,
Yeah.
we've seen it before. We've seen it with Terrell Owens, even my man
Yes.
Randy Moss. We've seen it with all
Yes.
these great receivers. You know what I mean? So
And I mean, this guy is used. He came from a franchise, and the Raiders have a great history, great
mhm,
franchise history. So I'm
mhm,
not trying to knock that, but he came from the Steelers. I mean, the Steelers
right.
carry a certain mystique in the way they do things there. Even though he fell out and got unhappy with how they were treating him, whatever that went on, but now you come to the Raiders and the they're not the Raiders, you know, like
At
they're
the
not
Raiders,
John
the
right, they're not
Raiders.
right. They're not John Madden's Raiders yet. They're not
Mhm.
there yet, you know. So um they can get there, but they're not there yet. And
Yeah,
I think it's gonna frustrate him. He's gonna have to be very patient and he doesn't seem like a patient guy.
he doesn't. He doesn't. He does not seem like a patient. I mean, very talented, excellent receiver, but
Right.
not very patient. You know, he could be possibly maybe even like a quarterback killer or kind of a cancer. Really, when he starts tripping and going
Yeah.
crazy, kicking bottles and
Yeah. Yeah.
you know what I mean, throwing towels,
Right, right, right.
posting, getting on social media, and when the coach is in the locker room talking, he's over there in the background, posting stuff on Facebook while the coach
Right.
is talking in the locker room. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. And it's so
I
sad because the kid is nasty. I mean,
oh man,
route
and
when
Tony
you talk,
Brown,
I haven't seen a route runner like that since Rice. To be honest
right?
with you, you know the
Mm-hmm.
way he runs crisp routes, and
Yeah,
the kid's nasty, and he makes big plays at big moments. But
right. He
yeah,
has everything you need. You know what I mean?
right,
He's just a headache, man. You know,
yeah, yeah. It's sad, but
yeah, it is. I mean, and one more thing to add on to that, their quarterback situation. Now, I like Derek Carr, but
me too.
Russ, I, I swear to you, Russ, when Derek Carr last season was crying, did you? I don't know if you see that
Wait,
game.
wait, wait. Did I miss something last year? I missed
You
that.
did. Maybe you did because he got hit. I don't know who hit him. He got hit pretty hard on a sack. I don't know if it was Von Miller or someone, but you can Google it, man. Listen, he got hit pretty good, and he landed, and he when one of his offensive linemen were pulling him up, and you could see him literally crying, like
No, he wasn't sobbing, not boohooing, was he? No.
he was his
Say
lips.
it, say it ain't so.
Tripping.
No, he didn't. He
Listen,
didn't. I was
When you
about
get
to
a
make a comparison, but I don't want to do that because I've already got the Viking fans on my side. So I'm
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
let. But
I,
but you said
I,
his lip was quivering. It reminds me of another crying football player. But
right. He was his mouth was quivering. He had the sad
no,
face on. I'm telling you, Russ, when you get a chance, Google it, you YouTube it, all that. Do it. I'm telling you, you will see it, and you'll be like, "Wow, this guy was really crying." He said he wasn't crying, but you know, but when how the NFL is, man. When players see that, you
yeah,
know,
they
you
feel
know,
they found your weak spot. They're gonna go after
yes,
it. Yeah,
yes, exactly. And then some of them sort of lose respect a little bit when
yeah,
they see
yeah.
that.
They start to
You know?
think you're mentally weak, and that's the
Exactly.
worst thing.
Absolutely. So that's one of the main reasons why I'm taking the Raiders too. So yeah, so I agree with you, bud. Um, you know, Chargers, Chiefs, Denver Broncos, Oakland Raiders.
Okay,
Yep.
so we totally agree on the AFC West. Okay,
Completely. Yeah. Absolutely.
so
hmm
where we headed next?
we're gonna go down to the we're gonna go down south to the AFC South.
Okay, we
All
like
right.
saving that North for last. What is going
Yeah.
on?
Yeah. I mean, because
It's a conspiracy.
I got an interesting, got a couple of interesting tidbits I want to
Oh, that's
reveal to you.
right. I forgot you did give us that cliffhanger yesterday when we
Yeah.
ended. So yeah, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
I got you.
Revelation for you.
Oh yeah, that you know what? That's perfect. You saved that division for last because yeah, that's gonna be a good
Yeah.
one.
So, uh, AFC South. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna say the Houston Texans win that division.
Okay.
Um, I believe in Deshaun Watson. I really do.
Uh,
Um, the only reason why I'm not picking the Colts is because Andrew Luck's, sort of,
Injuries.
yeah, we don't know what's going on with that. If Andrew Luck stays healthy, if I had a crystal ball and I knew Andrew Luck was going to stay healthy for the whole season, I'm picking the Colts. You know what I
Right.
mean? Because that defense was sour last year. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I'm going to go with the Houston Texans. I believe Deshaun Watson's a real deal. JJ Watt's back. They've just got a really good, solid team, and they got a guy who has a winning pedigree. In Deshaun Watson. He's won on every level. Uh, you know, they just got a good, solid team. His deep threat is coming back, and so yeah, I'm gonna go with
Talking
them.
about Hopkins.
No, no, not Hopkins. The other kid, man, from Notre Dame. He played Notre Dame a few years back. I forgot his name. He's a speedy guy. I think
Oh,
his.
okay. Okay.
Oh yeah, Will Fuller. That's what his name is. Will.
Oh, Fuller. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. He's coming back healthy this year from an ACL injury. So we'll see how that comes out. But I'm
Mm.
gonna go with the Houston Texans. Secondly, then I'll go with the Colts. I believe the Colts should be number one, but I'm going just based on Andrew Luck's uh, availability. So I'll go with them as number two with a caveat, and that is if Andrew Luck stays healthy, they'll be number one. So, but for right now, I'll go with Houston Texans and the Indianapolis Colts number two, and then I'll go with the Tennessee Titans number three. Marcus Mariota, to me, Russ, needs to prove it this year, bro. He has to.
Okay.
Marcus Mariota, he needs to prove it this year. He needs to step up his game and he needs to take the next level. You know what I mean? He needs to step up his game to that next level.
Right.
He's a pretty solid. He's a little bit inconsistent. When he's good, he can be really good. When he's bad, he can be really bad. When he's inconsistent, he's like, nah, you don't get much from him. So with him, he has to step his game up. This is the year. I truly believe this is the year. If Marcus Mariota doesn't take that next step, I believe the Tennessee Titans will be drafting a quarterback next year. Um,
Whoa.
they have a great defense. I believe they have an excellent defense. They have Derrick
Mm-hmm.
Henry run the ball who can pound it. You know,
Yes.
uh, they just have a good all around solid team. They
Yes.
have good personnel. Uh, so and they're nasty too, Russ. When they run the ball, they're nasty. You got Taylor
Oh yes.
You know what I mean? They punch you in the mouth when they run
Yes,
the.
they do.
You know what I'm saying? So I
Old
got
school
them
style.
coming. Yeah, exactly. I got them number three simply because of Mariota. You know, Marcus Mariota has to step up. And if you were put a gun to my hand and said, "Will he step up?" I don't think he will. I think he is who he is. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I think Marcus Mariota is what he is, which is a quarterback who's very limited. You know, he's very
Right.
limited, and sometimes he'll shine and show some bright spots, but then he'll go 5 6 games, and you'll be like, man, what's going on here?
Right.
So yeah, so they'll be my third pick in that division, and of course, bringing up the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now the Jaguars, they've made some move over the offseason to sort of get him right. Nick Foles, I believe, will come back down to earth. I think Nick
Hmm.
Foles. I think he's a solid quarterback. I don't think he's a Super Bowl winning caliber quarterback. That's just me. I know he won a Super Bowl, and it's contradictory to what I'm saying. However,
No, I know what you mean.
yeah, exactly. It's a momentum thing with him when they won that Super Bowl. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So so I will go with the Jaguars last. Uh, I don't think that I think Nick Foles will come back down to earth. I think Leonard Fournette. He's an excellent running back. However, he stays hurt so much. So I think that'll continue. And also, I think Jalen Ramsey, their excellent cornerback, he'll talk them into a lot of competitive games. But I think that'll soup up other teams to play them better.
To
You know what I
shut
mean?
them up.
Yeah, exactly.
I think they went through that last year.
Yeah, exactly. And he's
Yeah.
gonna do the same thing this year, Russ. But
Yeah.
Jalen Ramsey, what he does is he talks a lot, he talks a lot, and he talks a lot. And then see teams that come in there that are favored to win. If you have a team that has a good team personnel wise, but they don't talk, they just go out and play. Those teams can sneak up on you. But if you got a
Yeah.
guy who's on your team who's loudmouth and everything and and bashing the team that's coming in who's favored to win against them, uh, that can get a team, hyper team up and get them up and ready
Oh,
to
absolutely.
dominate you.
Yeah.
So
You want to be bulletin board material,
exactly,
and that's what
exactly.
Jalen Ramsey,
That's
is.
what he does. You know,
Yeah.
he puts them on the bulletin board every week.
Right. Right.
So I mean, so that's why I got him going last, man. So I go with the the Texans, the Colts, the Titans, and Jaguars.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
All
You got
right. AFC South. Jameis Winston and Mariota were drafted the same year, right?
I believe so. I believe
Yeah.
so.
They were like 1 and 2, I thought. The two, or at least if they weren't 1 and 2, they were the first two quarterbacks taken that year.
I think so. Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, they were the two quarterbacks, and I mean, I picked Winston to finally step up and get it together in the South,
Mhm.
in the NFC. So I think it's only right. It's time for Mariota
Oh,
to step up,
yeah, I
and
agree with that.
I got the Tennessee Titans winning this division
Wow.
for all of the reasons you said about all the rest of the team. I mean, they have a solid team, and I love the run game. And Russ Grimm is still their O line coach, I believe.
Yeah, yeah, he
I
is.
lo- yes, and I love what he's done with that line. I think that line is one of the most underrated lines in the league. And
Yeah.
I know the Cowboys. We get a lot of attention for our line, and we rightfully so. I mean, we've got a very good line. But I
Mm,
think those guys are a nameless line. We have more names on our line with Tyron Smith and
right,
Zach Martin,
right.
Travis Frederick, those guys. But I think that these guys, man, and now they're starting to get a name. They drafted the left tackle a couple years ago. What's his Taylor?
Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
know. What you're talking
Taylor
about.
Lewin, yeah. So they have a good line, man, and they run the ball. And I just see Derrick Henry is going to he's bound to break out,
Yeah. Mhm.
and I think this is the year to do it. I think Mariota's issue is not much different than Andrew Luck.
Okay.
I'm not telling you he's Andrew Luck because they're different style of play, but he gets injured. I think his issue is staying healthy, and I do
Okay.
believe if he can stay healthy this year, the good that we've seen from him, not
Mm-hmm.
the inconsistency like you were talking about, but the good that we've seen from him, I
Yeah.
think it'll show. Especially if he has a Derrick Henry and that run game going, it'll make it easier for him because he's a mobile quarterback, and I believe this kid's a winner. And I'm saying that I didn't respect him coming out the draft. I thought he was going to be a bust.
Mm-hmm.
So for me to say that, he's definitely impressed me and shown me some things in these years that he's been in the league. But
Yeah.
like you said, he has been inconsistent at times. There's times where he lays an egg sometimes, and then he
Yeah.
gets injured. And I think the biggest thing with him though is staying healthy. And if
Right.
he can stay healthy, um, I think the Titans will win this division. I mean, I like their defense. I like they'll be able to control the ball control with their run game,
Mm-hmm.
and Mariota just has to manage the game and stay healthy. Play
Yeah.
16 games, and I think they'll win the division.
Wow,
Um,
that's high praise right there, brother.
yeah, yeah. So I think he's gonna step. But I mean, it's if he has to
Right.
step up. He has to step up because I agree with you. This is the year it needs to be done, and the same thing goes for Jameis Winston. This is the
Right.
year it has to be done. This is your last shot before they're drafting that quarterback coming out of whatever
Right.
next year. So that I agree with that 100%. But I got them winning the division.
Mm.
Um,
Interesting.
yeah. Number two,
Mm-hmm.
I got the Colts. And I think
Okay.
that's who you had it too as well. I got the Colts, and same thing with them. I think the Titans are a better team because they're. I'm gonna always go with a defensive team that runs the ball over a team that throws and throws and throws and plays okay defense. And I think that's what the Colts are. Even though the Colts are getting better on defense, I must admit, but Andrew Luck is a winner to me. The guy's a
Absolutely.
winner, and he's a beast. He needs help. He needs a run game, and we'll see if they've upgraded and made brought some talent around him. And he does have the receiving core is there, so I've never questioned that. Ty is a beast.
Mm-hmm.
He's got the tight ends. I mean, he's got the receiver, like you said, your rookie pick.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's gonna get a lot of one-on-one
Henry.
coverage, and yeah, and that's gonna help him as
Right.
well. So I got them at two in that division. Next, I got the Texans.
Hmm.
Um, Watt's coming back, but I think Watt is on the downside of his career.
Okay.
He's not the dominant force that he was. He's still one of the best defensive ends in the league. He's still gonna be Watt, but I don't think he's gonna be that Watt that was like you need like two. You gotta double team him every single down. Like I think he's lost a step due to injuries. Due
Mm-hmm.
to injuries. I think the injuries are starting to wear and tear on him. But he's still a beast. He's still but he's not the best defensive player in the league anymore.
Right. Right. I
Nobody
agree.
says nobody says JJ Watt is the best defensive player like they were saying a few years ago.
I agree. That's true.
No, he's not even mentioned even in the conversation anymore.
Right.
So yeah, so I think he's lost a step. I like Deshaun Watson. I like Deshaun Watson, but I'm just still want to see. I think he's a winner as well.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's a winner, but I just want to see how it all comes together. And it's hard for me to put things like, wow, I'm putting the Texans at three because DeAndre Hopkins is a monster.
Yeah.
And you know what? It really does really ride on Watson. I think it rides on him. What he does is how far that team is going to go.
Right.
So I still think he has some more growing to do. Not maturity wise or nothing. I'm saying like football wise, just experience. I
Right.
think he still has some more growing to do because right now he's just raw talent. He's natural talent, and
Right.
and that gets him over a lot. Because he's that talented.
He
Crazy
does.
powerful arm. His arm reminds me of a Randall Cunningham. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
you,
Good.
you
Good,
know,
good analogy.
like just an effortless throw and it's going like 50 yards.
Mhm.
So I like them, but I got them still behind the Titans and the Colts, and of course that leaves the Jacksonville Jaguars in the basement.
Mhm.
And I know they're trying to upgrade and they're trying to relive 2 years ago, but the problem is you're not playing 2 years ago, you're playing this year.
Right.
and they've got to redefine themselves this year. You
Right.
know, and I 100% agree with you about Nick Foles. I think the only jersey I've ever seen him play well in is the Eagles jersey.
Right.
So I don't see I don't see that changing. You know, so
Right.
that's who I got. I got the Titans, the Colts, the Texans, and the Jaguars.
Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, that's you had made some very good points about the Marcus Mariota comparison to the James Winston. That was very good. So I completely understand where you're coming from with that. But yeah, I mean, the only reason why I would disagree with you on the Colts is the Andrew Luck factor. I think, like I said, I did pick the Texans. I'm sorry, to win that
Yes,
division, but but the only caveat is if
Andrew Luck
if
stays
Andrew Luck,
healthy.
yeah, if he stays healthy, I'll say they win that division. But right now I'm making the prediction, so I'll go with the the Houston Texans. So I guess that leaves only one more division to discuss.
Yes, and you know it felt right. Because I'm gonna go first with the North, and then I'm gonna leave the stage to you because I can't wait to hear this. But wait till you hear my picks.
Well, all right. Well, I tell you what. Since I started off with doing the South. Go ahead. Once you go ahead and do the do the honors on the AFC
Yeah,
North.
because that's kind of how we've been going. Like if
Yeah.
you just finished one, then you go to the next one. So we'll keep that same rhythm, and
Okay.
I'll go on and do my North, the AFC North. Ooh, I always thought the AFC North is like their style of play always reminds me of NFC style of football.
True.
In the AFC, you know.
Very true.
But all right, should I start with four? Or should I start with one?
Start with four. Start with four.
You want me to start with four? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, let's do that. Let's do that. I'll go four. All right. In the AFC North, as the bottom basement um, team,
Bottom feeders.
yep, the bottom feeders of the AFC North
Uh-huh.
will be the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Oh my God.
I told you this was gonna
Oh
be
my.
good. This is gonna be interesting. Yeah, I got the
Oh
Pittsburgh
my.
Steelers.
Okay.
They they will be at the bottom of the division.
Unbelievable.
They yeah, I think they lost a little bit too much for me, you know.
Wow.
Um but they did retool, and it's just gonna let's see. I mean, they got Big Ben, but
Uh-huh.
let's see what they do. When you have a disruption like that in the locker room,
Hmm.
you know, I've seen it happen with teams in the past when guys did that, and it splits your team.
Hmm. Hmm.
Regardless, we're not hearing it in the media, of course. We might not hear what these guys, but there has to be guys that are out there that are on that team that maybe feel we agree with Antonio Brown.
Right. Okay.
Maybe we agree with Le'Veon Bell. We feel Le'Veon Bell wasn't treated right. I think there was a little bit of too much dysfunction that went on for it to just be swept under the rug, and we're just gonna go out there and ball out. You know, how many players on that team feel what Antonio Brown felt about Ben Roethlisberger? In fact, Antonio Brown is not the first to feel that way or make those type of comments or statements about Big Ben. I don't think it's a hidden thing, So, and I'm not dumping on Big Ben, but it's
Right.
just a personality thing. It might just be doesn't mean he's a bad guy or nothing. It's just he might not have that personality where people, mesh with it.
Right.
Everybody meshes with it. And I know Antonio Brown also is not the easiest guy to get along as well. So we got to take that to an account. But I just don't think the Steelers bounce back this year. Um, I like the pickup of Devin Bush, of course, to replace Ryan Shazier. Because if he can, if and that was your, I know, defensive rookie of the year pick. If he can do or give a spark to that defense like what Ryan Shazier did when he came in, then maybe they could do something. But I got them at the bottom.
Wow.
Yeah, yep.
Man, oh man.
Number four.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay. All right. What number three? What you
All
got?
right. So number three, I've got the Cleveland Browns.
Wow.
Yes.
Oh my God. That's shocking.
It probably is from what all the pundits are saying, because but I have yet to see. I mean, let's think back years. I have yet to see the team that wins the off season ever win anything in the regular season, in the real season.
True.
And
Great
it's
point.
it's like
Great,
that every year.
great
We
point.
they tell us how great this team is gonna be, and I love I was about to say Manziel. I
Hey,
love Baker, Baker Mayfield.
yeah.
I think he is the true. I think he's a franchise quarterback, and he's gonna have a long career. I think the kid has a lot of passion for the game. I liked his passion for the game when I watched him play, and to me, that's what separated him from Manziel.
Right. Right.
This kid really loves the game.
Right.
And I think he's very passionate, and so I think it'll be a good fit with him and Odell, and plus Jarvis Landry being there. And I think Landry will be the mediator between those two, because those
Yeah.
two are, I think, similar personalities. Baker Mayfield and Odell.
Yeah.
So, but I think Landry is the middle ground for
Yeah.
those
Yeah.
guys, and he has a relationship already with Baker. Baker's his quarterback. They've gotten a little connection, and of course, we all know the connection with him and Odell that goes, I mean, way way back. Even
Right.
even before LSU, I believe they were
Yeah.
friends. Yeah,
Childhood friends and all that.
yeah,
Yeah.
they were childhood friends. So I think that'll be a good look for them. But I just think the Browns are still a year away, a year or two, maybe even, you know. But they're gonna compete though. They're gonna compete well this year. But I got them at third,
Right.
in the division. You
Man,
know.
it's shake up. Shake up right now in this AFC North.
Right, right. I see why you saved it for last.
All right. Next. Who's your number two team?
All right.
Oh my God.
Oh man. I just think that this one's tough, man. This one's tough. This one's tough. This one's
Really?
tough.
Okay.
Um. Okay. I'm gonna stick with what I almost switched my picks just now. Just thinking, but all right. I'm gonna stick with what I got. I got the Ravens at 2.
Oh my God. Man, you want to talk about a complete travesty and mockery. A
Right.
travesty, a sham, and a mockery. All right,
Right.
Russ. I'm
Hey, if everybody else is picking the Browns, I'm picking the other team from Ohio to win the division. All right. The
this
only
is
problem I have is that they just lost AJ Green,
right. That's
but
huge.
but that leaves an opportunity for some guys to step up.
Hmm.
And I think that this Bengals defense will be a lot better than what people are giving it credit for, and it's going to help out that offense. And if they can establish a run game, I think they'll be a decent team, and I like Redhead, Redhead Kingpin,
The red rifle.
the red the red rifle. I don't think he's gonna shoot his eye out this year, So I think that it's time for him to step. We were talking about Mariota and Winston and all those guys. It is time for him to step up.
Yeah, Russ, I agree. I mean, it's
You
almost
know,
overdue for him, really.
yeah. So you lost your top guy, AJ Green. Step up. The
Right.
good, the great ones, I'm not even gonna say great. The good quarterbacks
Good.
can
Right.
still play with make the guys around them better. So he has to step up this year, or it's time for them to start looking another direction. I mean, if it's time for Winston and Mariota, it's definitely time for
Yeah.
him to, for them to start looking in a different direction. But I think the Bengals will get it together this year. Um, is Marvin Lewis still the coach?
No, he's not.
Wow, like I never thought that would, I never thought that was gonna happen. You
Right.
know what I mean?
He's no longer the coach over there.
I thought I was gonna be a grandfather before that happened, but
Right.
I had to double check to make sure. Was Marvin Lewis still the coach? Okay, nah, but you know,
Right.
but nah, I think that they'll play well. I like Dre. I always like them Dre Kirkpatrick too. For that defense in the secondary, um, they'll play well.
Yeah. So now you got the obviously. So you got the Ravens coming in second.
Yeah, I already got I picked the Ravens already for second. Yeah, I got the Ravens at 2. And I like I like the quarterback. He's a winner, but he's still raw. He's still
Lamar
so
Jackson.
raw. Yeah. And I think he's gonna be. I still don't think he's put enough on film yet for the NFL to figure him out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I think he's still gonna cause a lot of problems. He
Right.
reminds me of a Michael Vick 2.0. You know,
Right.
I think he's still going to cause a lot of problems for a lot of teams, and there'll be some teams that he's going to struggle. He's going to have his struggles too,
Right.
but
Hmm.
I got them at 2. And the Ravens, they'll put a defense out there. You know, they'll put a defense out there, and that's where I'm going. I'm sticking with that. Bengals, Ravens, Browns, Steelers. What
Thank you.
say you, Will? What say you?
Wow. Well, well,
Because
well.
I have a feeling we're gonna be opposites on this one.
Well, I tell you what. I tell you what. Remember when I agree with you on the AFC West?
Yeah, that's where it ended.
Well, yeah, pretty much. Because I completely disagree with you on the AFC North right now.
I bet. I bet.
I mean, you've got that whole division bottom side up.
I felt the same way about yours.
Oh my goodness! All right, well here goes mine. All right, yeah. Since you started at the bottom, I'll start at the top.
Okay.
Um, my division winner in the AFC North is going to be the Pittsburgh Steelers. I
Okay.
believe
I saw that coming.
the Pittsburgh Steelers is going to shock the world. Everybody's assuming okay they lost Le'Veon Bell, they lost hell they even lost Shazier, they lost the receiver
Antonio Brown.
Antonio Brown. They lost some key guys on defense.
Right.
But listen, they still have that one quarterback. They still have Juju Smith-Schuster, who's a gamer. They still have a defensive philosophy. They still have Mike Tomlin, who I believe is one of the better head
Oh no,
coaches in the league.
I respect Tomlin. I like him.
Yeah, so I believe the Pittsburgh Steelers, because of Ben Roethlisberger's veteran presence and him galvanizing that team around him, they're going to win that division going away. I truly believe that.
Okay.
Um, I believe some of the younger guys are definitely going to step up. Uh, you know, uh, Joe Hayden, he's still there. He gives them a veteran calming presence in that defensive backfield. And
Wait, Joe, you talking about Joe Hayden that used to be with the Browns?
yes, Joe Hayden. Yeah,
Wow, that's
I'm
a
not saying.
throwback.
Well, yeah, it is. But no, but listen, what I'm saying, Russ.
Hmm.
I'm not saying he's the be all end all. I'm just saying it provides that defensive secondary some sort of a veteran presence. You know what I'm saying
So
in that defense.
is Joe Hayden their best corner?
Um, I wouldn't say he is, but I would say he's the most experienced corner.
That's a
By far.
that's a problem.
Okay. Well, I mean, he said that's a problem. All right. Well, I mean, well,
And I
that
and
remains
I liked him when he first came in the league, but he's been getting burnt toast and coffee since then.
coffee.
So.
Yeah, I know. Getting burnt toast and coffee. But I mean, again, we'll see. Well, I'm basing this all on two people, and that's Ben Roethlisberger and Mike
Right.
Tomlin. I believe they will get. I believe Mike Tomlin will have that team ready week in and week out, and Ben Roethlisberger will. He knows what's at stake.
Right.
Big Ben is. he strikes me as one of those people that, when everybody's against him, he steps up, and we've seen that. Big Ben is a clutch quarterback.
We
So
we we saw it last. Oh yeah, I definitely can't take this clutchness away. I
right,
mean, he's legendary status clutchness.
right,
So I
exactly.
mean, but then he's had some struggles, man, and especially this last season, it was a roller coaster ride. You
It
know,
absolutely was.
his play on the field
It
started
absolutely
off rough, and then he picked it up as Ben does, and then he kind of went back down and went back up. It was kind of like a
right.
real roller coaster season for him.
But see, to me, that's some of that is attributed to Antonio Brown being who he is. You know what I mean? Antonio Brown was his personality was so huge that Big Ben found himself. If
You
Big
think
Ben figured, oh, let me throw the ball to Juju, or Vance McDonald, somebody else, Antonio's gonna get upset. He's
so?
too worried.
You think he was forcing the ball to Antonio?
Yeah, oh, absolutely, a bunch of
Yeah.
times, and I think he was too worried about what Antonio would react at, like if he didn't throw in the ball. You know what I mean? So I think that had a little bit to do with it. That Antonio Brown's personality on the team, and Le'Veon Bell's not being there, the
Right.
whole season,
Right.
took away from it. Now James Conner, I think he will step up a little bit more. He's not Le'Veon Bell, but I think he'll be a very, very serviceable, very, very good. Actually, I think he'll be a pretty good running back this
I
year for.
like I like I like the kid at Pitt when he was at Pitt.
Yeah.
He was
Yeah,
at Pitt with Aaron Donald.
exactly. Yeah, he was. I like James Conner, so I believe the Pittsburgh Steelers will be a division winner, and coming
All
in at number
right.
2, it will be the Cleveland Browns. The Cleveland Browns will be the second in that division because
don't
they
don't
simply.
drink the Kool Aid.
I'm not. I'm actually not. I'm sipping it. I'm not drinking it. I'm
You
sipping it.
just say you sipping it. I like that.
I'm going to sip it a little bit. So here's
Okay.
why. Here's why I think so. Here I think. I think Cleveland has. I think Cleveland has their quarterback. I agree with you. Baker Mayfield is a franchise quarterback. I think they have their quarterback.
Right.
Only reason why I don't think they'll win that division is because I don't believe that you can have receivers as your sort of, I don't know, like something that you can rely on to say, okay, this is the reason why we're going to win our division because we got
I
two.
100% agree with that.
I don't believe receivers can take you over the hump. Not unless you're somebody like a Michael Irvin, and those guys are not. Michael
Right.
Irvin
Right. Or
was a
Jerry
legend,
Rice. Yeah.
right? Or Jerry Rice, he was legendary in his leadership role on the
Yes.
Cowboys. You know
That's
what I
what
mean?
made him so great. You know.
Right. Though I don't believe Odell Beckham's not a leader. You
Nah,
know what
not
I'm
at
saying?
all. Jarvis
And
Landry's more of a leader than him.
yeah, exactly. Jarvis is more of a leader than he is. Exactly. So they have an uber talented team, Russ. They got the tight end with speed. They got the two speedy
Young.
receivers. They got running backs. They got the quarterback with strong arm and mobility and smarts and toughness.
Right.
They got the excellent defense. So I think that will be enough to at least get them second in that division. Um,
Okay.
I don't think they'll beat Pittsburgh twice. They might split with them, but now here's the other reason. Cleveland is not sneaking up on nobody no more, Russ. You know,
Hmm.
they're not sneaking up on nobody. People know them now. They know who
Yes.
they are.
And people tired of hearing about them.
Exactly. So people
How
know
they
that's what
gonna
I'm
win
saying.
the Super Bowl? How they gonna? Yep.
Right. So they're not sneaking up on nobody. They know who they see them coming now from a mile away. So I will go Pittsburgh and Cleveland number 2. Number 3, I'm gonna go with the Baltimore Ravens. The Ravens in that division simply because losing CJ Mosley,
Okay.
okay. You I know you're gaining Earl Thomas, but Earl Thomas to me, I'm not saying he's on the downside of his career, but he's on sort of on that plateau of, is he starting to make that slide?
Yeah, I would go as far as saying he's starting that slide. Yeah, he's
Right.
already started that slide because he's not getting better than what he's been. So when you're
Exactly.
when you're not getting better than what you've been, you're on the down. You're starting that downslide. Yeah, doesn't mean he's not still the best. He could be the best, but he's started that downslide. He's not on the best side of his career.
Absolutely, and that's the thing, and now we all know the Ravens. They struggle with passing. They don't
Yeah,
have anybody who's a threat, really a major threat in their on that outside in their passing. Lamar
Right.
Jackson is still working on his throwing motion and on his accuracy
Right.
issues, accuracy with his accuracy. Uh, I just think the Ravens are, though I know they won the division last year, but I think they take a step back this year and end up being third in that division. You know what I mean? Because
Okay.
with Lamar Jackson's inaccuracy struggles,
Hmm.
with them losing C.J. Mosley on defense, um, with some, even Eric Weddle, they lost Eric Weddle. You know what I mean? They and
Yes.
with their ineptitude at receiver, I think that's going to be their downfall. So third in their division. So lastly, of course, your beloved Cincinnati Bengals, who you picked number one in the division.
Right.
Cincinnati's going to be the last in that division. Number one, AJ Green's hurt. He'll be out for about 8 weeks. That hurts them tremendously.
But
Um,
like you just said, receivers don't um make you a
you're
winner.
Russ, you are absolutely right, and that brings me to the quarterback position, the red rifle.
Red kingpin.
It brings me to the red rifle.
Right.
Now, Andy Dalton is a good quarterback. I'm not saying
He
he's a great.
is.
He's a good quarterback.
He
However,
is.
Andy Dalton cannot carry a team. I don't think. You
Yeah,
know,
he hasn't. He hasn't shown that he can. No.
right. He cannot carry a team. Now, Joe Mixon might help him, but Joe Mixon to me is one of those guys. He's one of those like hybrid type of running backs. You
Scat
know what I
back.
mean? Yeah, yeah. Joe, he has a size, but he's not a true, you know, 25 carries a game
Yeah,
type
he's
of.
not a. He's not a pounder.
Right, right. And I
He's more
believe,
elusive.
yes, exactly. And that's what I'm saying. I believe the Red Rifle, in order for him to be truly successful, he has to have a, a, a threat of a consistent running game threat, which I don't think
Yes.
he has. And in my estimation, when you put the ball in Andy Dalton's hands at least 30 times, he'll throw it to you at least twice, maybe one for a pick six. You
Right.
know, their defense will be better. The defense will be better, but I don't
I
think it'll
think
be.
so.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be strong enough or stout enough to carry them, to win a couple of games for that. I think the defense is good, can can bend but don't break. However, I don't think the defense win games for them. So that's why I'm going with them last in that division. So I'm going with basically Pittsburgh, Cleveland, Baltimore, Cincinnati.
Okay.
That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Wow, you sticking to it. I hear you. Wow, we that I don't know if that's. I think that's the first division where we actually had a literal mirror effect, a mirror image flip.
Yep.
Where I mean, so I wish the season was starting tomorrow,
Oh
so we
God.
could see like these predictions. It's gonna be fun to revisit these predictions
Oh my
later
God.
on in the season.
Right.
So
That was a doozy right there. That AFC North.
yeah, that one was definitely the one to save for last.
Wow.
The AFC North.
I can't wait. Oh my God, I can't wait. And it's gonna start immediately too. Once the season starts, you're gonna see teams. Around week 4, Russ. That's when you can
That's
you
when
can
you,
tell,
yeah,
you can really tell what a team might look like for the rest of the
yeah,
season. Week 4, week 5.
yeah. That's when the masks come off. Yep.
Right. Exactly. I believe that's when the mask will come off. For the Dallas Cowboys. Um,
Listen to this. Why you, we on the AFC? We're not even on the NFC right now.
I knew I had to get that one The mask will end up coming off for Dak Prescott and the Cowboys. And
Whatever.
number two team.
Cowboys. Cowboys are going. They're winning the division. I mean the NFC East, but we'll see. They're gonna win that division. They're the best team in that division.
Okay. All right. So, all right. Well, since we've covered, all these division winners and losers, what say we do you know, the MVP candidates?
Okay. Let's do the offensive player of the year, defensive player of the year.
Okay.
Then
Yeah. Yeah. Matter of fact, yeah. Let's do that first. Let's do that.
okay.
Let's do
You
that.
want who you want to start or you want me to go?
Yeah. You go ahead. I'll let you go. I'll let you go.
All right. This will be funny too.
All right.
All right, I'll go. I'll start with the offensive player of the year.
All right.
You ready for this?
I'm completely ready. Yes.
You sitting down?
No, actually, I'm laying down because that, that's better than sitting down because when you sit down, you can still fall over. So I'm laying down.
Well, get ready because I'm picking Marcus Mariota as
Oh,
the offensive player of the year. Offensive player of the year.
Russ, you're killing me right now, bro. Killing me. I'm glad I was laying down because I would have hit my head right on my floor. Lord, Marcus Mariota.
Yes,
Let me get this.
Mariota. The Titans are
Look,
winning that. They're winning the North. I mean the South. They're gonna win the South,
mhm,
and Mariota's gonna stay healthy,
mhm.
and he's gonna take that step up, and he's
Wow,
gonna put up. And if he does do that, he's gonna put up ridiculous numbers because he's gonna do it rushing, as well as passing.
wow. Oh my God. So
Yep,
he's gonna be like
that's what you're gonna say when you see
so.
it.
All right. So you're telling me he's gonna be like Michael Vick esque, running in.
I didn't say Michael Vick X. He's gonna be Marcus Mariota,
Okay.
but Marcus Mariota. That's what he does. That's his style of play. I mean, he's not on the level of Andrew Luck because Luck does it on another level, but Luck does it like that because he has to.
Okay.
Luck doesn't have the running game behind him. He doesn't have the help, so he
Uh huh.
has to do it all. He has to throw 300 yards every game, and and run for his life out there. Whereas I think
Right.
Mariota has a better line.
Hmm.
His thing is just to stay healthy.
Right.
I think he just needs to stay healthy, and I mean, I got him as my offensive player of the year because I think the Titans are going to be a better team than what people are giving
Offensive
them credit for. Yeah,
Mark.
offensive player of the year, Marcus
Oh,
Mariota.
Jesus Christ. Okay. Oh, who's
It's
your
going
defense player of the
and it's
year?
going to be based off of stats, and this is a stat
Stat.
analytical
Oh, all right.
time.
All right. All
It's
right.
going to be
Got
based off of stats
you. Okay. I can dig it.
because I don't see Luck playing 16 games,
Right. Okay.
But I got Mariota
All right.
and drum roll the defensive player of the year. I got Jalen Smith.
Jalen Smith.
Yes,
Are you kidding me? The guy.
the middle linebacker from the Dallas Cowboys. What do you mean?
Oh my God! How did I know there was gonna be a cowboy involved somewhere?
Hey, I
All right, go
really
ahead. I'm listening. Why?
this kid is about to break out. First of all, last year,
Hmm.
him and Van Der Esch
Hmm.
were probably the best linebacker duo. They're the best up and coming linebacker duo right now in the league, hands down. I mean, Jalen Smith stepped up and played last year like how he was projected to be in the draft that year when he broke his leg against Ohio State and Ezekiel Elliott.
Right.
You know,
Right.
um, so he stepped up and he was everything. Not I won't even say he was everything, but last year he looked the part of what we expect. Why we drafted him, why the Cowboys drafted him, and I see him only getting better. This kid has a ridiculous focus. His mind, I mean, he's mentally strong. He's on. I won't even go there. I'm not even going to say it, but he has a chance to be one of the all-time greats at,
Wow.
at linebacker. You
Hmm.
know, I believe that kid is that good, and I
Well.
think this year he's going to add some sacks because I think they're going to use him to blitz more up the middle,
Hmm.
and he's going to definitely have a ton of tackles.
Hmm.
He led us in tackles last year. And I think he's going to have a ton of tackles, and I think he's going to add some sacks to there. So he's going to make the Pro Bowl. He's going to have a Defensive Player of the Year season this year for the Cowboys, the NFC East division winning Cowboys. That is.
Wow.
What say you, Will?
All right. Well, first of all, at least Jalen Smith is more of a realistic candidate for Defensive Player of the Year than Marcus Mariota, in my opinion, is the
We'll
real
see. We'll
for
see.
Offensive Player of the Year. I'm
We'll
just saying,
see.
let's just clear that up. You know what I'm saying? Okay, here he goes. My offensive player of the year. I mean, it's simple. My offensive player of the year is Tom Brady. Tom Brady.
Wow.
There's no secret about it. There's no hidden message. There's no, why, when, how. It's Tom Brady. Simply
Who
because
was the offensive player of the year last year?
it was wasn't it the kid from Kansas City?
Yeah, Patrick
Yeah, it's him.
Mahomes. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. This year is gonna be Brady. This year is gonna be Tom Brady. Tom Brady's gonna put up probably about 4,500 yards. He'll probably put up maybe
Brady
30 to
doesn't
30. Hmm?
Brady doesn't put up much numbers. He just wins.
I know, but he'll
He's not
be.
a stat guy, and these people want stats.
I know, Russ. That's what I'm saying. This year in particular, he will put up stats. That's what I'm saying. I believe.
Randy Moss is coming out of retirement.
Randy Moss is coming out. No, 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 no. Remember, they still have Josh Gordon on that team.
Oh,
Remember?
Josh Gordon. Yeah, he's played a lot of football recently. Is that what we're dependent on, Josh Gordon?
Well, no, that's what I'm saying is Josh Gordon's going to
He's
come
very
back.
talented. Yeah, he is a beast, but
Yeah,
he's a head case.
he's absolutely. I agree with you. However,
Will he
I,
make it out of training camp? I mean, I don't know.
I he'll make it out of training camp this year, he'll make it out of training camp and get
This
it
is
all.
it for him. You know that.
Oh yeah, this is his last shot.
Yeah, if
Um,
you don't make it with the Patriots and you don't fall in line there, you're done. That's it.
right. Exactly. Exactly. So yeah, I would go with you know, I would go with Tom Brady as the offensive player of the year. I believe he's going to put up huge numbers this year, despite
Okay.
what people might think about what he lost in Gronk.
Losing.
I believe Gronk. Honestly, I believe Gronk. You know, will kind of. I don't want to say hampered his stats a little bit, but it kind of skewed it because Gronk wasn't a game breaking type of player. I believe this year Tom's going to spread the ball around more than usual, and
Yes.
guys gonna make plays all over the field.
Right.
Run after the catch, all that. So I
Yeah,
believe.
I definitely agree there for that. I mean, Brady's like I said, like when we're talking about redhead kingpin, he's got to step up. Regardless, you lost AJ Green, you got to step up, and that's
Right,
what the good quarterbacks do. And we're talking about Tom Brady, who's a great quarterback, one of the
right,
greatest, if not the greatest, arguably. So yeah, I definitely agree with you there. I don't think he's gonna have any problems unless the age factor gets him this year, you know.
right, right.
But other than that, yeah, I see that. I don't
Yeah.
see him winning the player of the year though.
Okay. Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, we'll agree to disagree on that, but
Yeah.
that's fine for now. Defensive player of the year, I'm gonna go with Joey Bosa. I'm gonna go with Joey Bosa from
Okay.
the from the Chargers. I believe Joey Bosa is primed to just to shut it down, like shut the league down this year because number one,
I like that pick.
the kid has major moves for a young guy. You know what I'm saying, coming out of Ohio State. I
Yes,
mean,
he
he
does.
he has all the tools. He has speed, power, moves. He's quick twitch. Uh,
Yes, yes, he is.
I mean, he just has it, man. I think he's primed for just one of those MVP seasons this year. So I'll go with Joey Bosa
Is he
as
gonna
my
play
M.
16 games this year?
Well, that
That's
remains
the
to be
only
seen.
issue. That's the only issue I have with Bosa, is
Right.
that
If he
is
plays
he
6 games, he's winning that title. He
uh,
is. I believe so. I truly believe that.
definitely. I
I,
mean, I can't argue against Bosa. I like Bosa. Like I said, I liked him when I saw his tapes coming out of Ohio State. So
yeah. So
you know,
I'll go with Bosa, defensive player of the year, Brady, offensive player of the year. Now,
okay.
what about MVP?
MVP.
Yeah, MVP of the league.
I've got Kirk Cousins. No, I'm just joking. I'm just joking. I just wanted to see what you
Oh,
said.
okay, okay. You had me there, dog. You really
sorry,
did.
sorry, Viking fans. Kirk Cousins is winning the division, but he's not getting the MVP.
You had me going there for a second. Oh God, that was funny. I, that was
Nah,
good.
but all jokes aside, seriously, my MVP this year is going to be a quarterback,
All right.
and it's going to be his first MVP of his career, and it'll be
Oh,
Philip Rivers.
Okay. All right. I can
Yeah,
definitely see.
I
Yeah.
got Philip Rivers because
Phil-
I
Phil-
believe, like I said, the Chargers will win that AFC West, and it will be one of the better teams in the league. They'll probably have one of those bye weeks in the
Mhm.
first round of the playoffs, and I think if they do that, Philip
Mhm.
Rivers is going to put up a bunch of numbers,
Right.
and like as usual, and
Right.
I think he's going to be in the running for MVP. People were discussing him being MVP last year, you
That's
know,
true.
so that's my pick. Philip Rivers is the MVP. Marcus Mariota, Player of the Year, Offensive Player of the Year, Jalen Smith, Defensive Player of the Year. That's my story, and I'm sticking to
Okay.
it.
Okay. All right. All right. All right. All right. Well, that's a good one actually. Philip Rivers is a very good choice. I mean, he can put up the numbers and he's clutch. So I don't see any kind of discrepancy on that one. My MVP is going to be Russell Wilson. My MVP is going to be Russell Wilson.
Okay.
Um, I believe Russell Wilson has, Russell Wilson. He's just a winner, man. He's a gamer. He's a winner.
Yep.
Um, he does whatever he needs to do to come up big in big games, and I believe he can do that consistently. And you know, his team. I don't know if there's probably about maybe I would say let's say four other quarterbacks in the league that rely heavily, other teams in the league that rely heavily on quarterback play, and Russell Wilson is one of them. You got
Yes. No doubt.
Brady, Breeze, you got Mahomes, Rivers, and then you got Russell Wilson. I mean, they rely heavily on his performance. If the
Yes.
the Seahawks go as Russell Wilson
As
goes,
Russell Wilson goes, yeah, especially last season, yeah.
right. So I'll give him the MVP of this league. I believe this year. Now I believe he builds off of what he did last year and actually wins that award this year.
Not,
That's
I
what
mean,
I'm.
not a bad pick because I got the Seahawks winning that division, the
Yeah,
NFC West, and yeah, and Russell Wilson is going to lead them there. So that's a good pick. I can't argue against that.
yeah, absolutely.
It's a good pick. I can see that happening.
Yeah. So offensive MVP Tom Brady, defensive MVP Joey Bosa, Russell Wilson MVP. That's what I got. That's
Those are
my
good picks. Those are good
yes
picks.
sir. Yes sir.
You
Sticking
sleeping
to it.
on you sleeping on my Mariota though, but it's okay.
Bruh, listen, Russ, Marcus Mariota be Marcus Mariota be lucky if he made it through the first quarter of the season unscathed.
I said he has to stay healthy. That was the key. He has to
That's
stay
true.
healthy. If he stays healthy, I believe he's going to play well because I think
Okay,
they're going to win that division. But we'll
all right.
see.
I can get with that. I can get with that. Oh man, it's been fun, bro. I'm telling you, love it. It's been fun.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah,
I mean? So, what's on the agenda for next time, man? What do
yeah.
we?
What are we gonna do next week? Next episode, the
Yeah.
third episode. What sport? Tell me a sport you want to get into. What do you want to do? Want to do
Let's
basketball yet, or wait,
let's
hold
let's,
off on that?
let's yeah, let's do like the aftermath of all this basketball stuff, the free agency, the team,
Okay.
the movements that's been happening with Paul George going to, the Clippers and Kawhi, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's touch on that too, for the next time, you know what I mean?
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Let's do our top five. Let's do for the next episode. Let's do our top five best free agency moves, I guess, or what that really the teams, five teams that made the biggest moves, the best
Right.
power moves.
Okay.
Rank them.
Yeah. 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 That I like that. I like that.
Okay, yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah. Most definitely.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
So it's definitely been fun, and I can't wait. Like I said, I wish the NFL season was starting tomorrow, so we could really unfold some of these predictions.
yeah, but you know what? Don't worry, Russ. It'll be here soon enough. Next thing it'll be September. You know what I'm saying? Oh,
Yeah,
you know what
exactly.
we should do? You know what we should do? College football, like championship productions. I mean, predictions. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
you want to do that tomorrow?
Yeah, we can do that tomorrow. We can do championship game production, or what we can do is playoff prediction. We can
The
do who's going to
playoff
be.
predictions, yes.
You know what I
Playoff
mean?
predictions, yeah.
And then uh we can also debate or slash argue on who's the best conference. You know what I'm saying? Or what conference is the best, or
Oh, that's
what what
easy.
what team should be. I know where you're gonna go, but
Right.
I'm gonna go ACC or Big Ten, one of the two. But
I'm going SEC all day, so
I know I got
we might have just ruined that segment of the show, the next show, because but but
well,
but
I
but the
mean
point is for us to debate it, so we'll debate it.
exactly right.
Yeah, we'll
We'll,
debate it.
we'll talk about that, and we'll talk about the top 25, the preseason top 25, and
Yes.
talk about who should be in the playoffs in the
Right.
top four. So yeah, absolutely. That's the next.
Okay.
That's the next thing. Yeah.
All right. So that sounds good to me.
All right, bro.
Same time tomorrow.
Same time.